Stock shares of Cal-Maine Foods rising after the company's strong earnings report, but we're digging deeper, putting the earnings under the microscope and looking at what the company says about egg prices and where they're headed. Dom Chu never lays an egg. He's here right now.
All right, so here's what we got. We got a price movement driving a lot of the action for Cal-Maine. The stock is up, as you can see here, just about 6.5% today, and that's off the session highs, by the way. It was up as much as around 11.5% at the highs of the session. But this move higher here is coming on the heels of this earnings report and where it handily topped expectations. And a lot of it was because, and I'll show you the reason why, what they characterize it as, still those elevated egg prices that we saw this past quarter. We did see elevated market pricing, and it continues. Those are their words. And it was, they say, primarily due to the avian flu reducing egg-laying capacity. We've heard that story as well. And consumer demand still remaining robust. Even with those high prices that we saw over the last several months, people still bought eggs. Now, here's interesting. The folks over at Urnerberry, who do actually an index of egg prices, they track a lot of proteins and their prices and their availability and demand structures. You look at where it's at right now, $2.96 roughly thereabouts for a dozen of eggs. Now, this is an index. It probably costs more or less depending on where you live. But take a look at this. At the highs back in December at that level, that was closer to around $4.66 per dozen. That's significantly higher than where we are right now, $2.95. But it was also closer to around $1.96 at these levels just a few weeks ago. So egg prices have been
wholesale
higher.
price or
These are business wholesale level prices across an index. So they look at various parts of the egg kind of spectrum, if you will. And then that particular move there is the one that's catching a lot of people's attention. So if you want to talk about the reason why egg price volatility is so key, it has been one of those lightning rod issues.
Yeah.
Fuel prices and egg prices, in my experience, anecdotally, have been the two things that people have cared about the most when it comes to that inflation story.
So this looks across the entire ecosystem.
I see what you did there as well. Here's what I have found. This is for Kelly, because I know that she is as much of a Costco shopper as I am. I don't know if you are, Tyler, a big Costco fan.
Not huge, no.
It is the place that you can find, in my experience, the cheapest eggs so far, but you got to buy them at least in 2 dozen.
Dom, I gotta be honest, I don't like them.
That's
I'm
right.
an egg snob.
What's that?
I am an egg snob. I'm just happy the telestrator worked for this today.
It didn't freeze today.
If egg prices actually drop, that would be the best thing for the
It would be celebrated.
All right, folks. Exciting show. Exciting. Thanks for watching.
Closing bell starts right now.